Hi Ambitious Squad, it's Bruce here on your favorite YouTube fitness channel, Ambitious Muscle. Hope you guys have been having a wonderful week so far. Now halfway through 2021, it has definitely been an improvement over last year, so I cannot complain. I've seen a lot of people taking the vaccine. I'm personally taking it myself, I don't see a reason to. Just the elderly and the people who are most susceptible to dying from it, I believe they should be the ones to take it. But I'm just glad that things are slowly getting back to normal. Anyway, so today we're going to be going into 8 foods which can be used to boost your testosterone levels. You guys remember I did the video on estrogen, now we're doing the opposite for this one. I won't be diving too much into necessarily things that you can do to improve it. I'll save that for another video. For this we're just going to be doing the foods. Now, just to give you a quick overview of what testosterone is, it's a hormone which is generally produced in male animals. It's produced in female animals, but in smaller quantities. Same how male animals can also produce estrogen. Female animals also produce testosterone, but in smaller quantities, since they don't need it as much as the opposite. Now, testosterone is generally responsible for bone and muscle health, sperm production, hair growth. So it has a variety of benefits. It's basically very important in the body. And as a side note, 2 nutrients which are generally responsible for the production of testosterone in the body are vitamin D and zinc. And speaking of vitamin D, at number 1 we have tuna. And now this is self-explanatory. Fish in general is good for you, right? Tuna is one of those fishes that are also low in heavy metals, so you can get away with eating large quantities of it. It's very high in vitamin D and several other nutrients like your omega-3s and so forth, which are very important in the prevention of things like cancer and so forth. And it's also a protein-rich food, so you know, this is a channel mostly for people who are interested in fitness and health. If you're looking for protein-rich food that's also healthy, then I would definitely recommend tuna. And there are also many other fishes that can take its place, like salmon, sardines. I mean, I can fish. Fish in general is a good thing, but tuna is one of those that you definitely want to add to your diet. At number 2, we have ginger. As you guys know, ginger has a wide variety of benefits which it can provide to the human body, including curbing cancer growth, lowering your blood sugar, helping with any kind of stomach problem you might be having, you know, like upset stomachs. You know, you drink your ginger tea, it helps to soothe your muscles, many different benefits. Specifically for today, it definitely helps to boost your testosterone levels. So you definitely want to add this spice to your food. At number 3, we have egg yolks. Egg yolks are also another rich source of vitamin D. As you guys have noticed, vitamin D and zinc are found in many of the foods that I'll be talking about today. So you definitely want to try and find foods which are high in these if you want to help to boost your testosterone levels. I know egg yolks do get somewhat of a bad reputation, but they're not as bad as people claim they are. As I mentioned in our previous video on estrogen, you guys should check it out. Link will be in the description, or you can wait till the end of the video. It is always best to eat in moderation. This is the most important thing. Whenever I recommend dieting to people, moderation is always probably the best thing you can do. Starvation is not how you diet, right? Eat foods in a moderate manner, because you can eat the same set of foods but eat less of them. For example, eating ice cream. Ice cream tends to be very high in sugar. So if I'm going to eat ice cream today, then I'm not going to eat anything else that's high in sugar for the rest of the day. You understand? So you just want to try and minimize the amount of certain foods that you eat in your diet. Naturally, you don't want to be eating too much of certain foods because they have certain things in them which are not healthy. But moderation is key. Even sugar isn't as bad as people make it seem. You just want to eat it in moderation. Okay, sorry for rambling there. As you guys know, egg yolks also produce high amounts of protein. So for all you bodybuilders out there who are trying to avoid egg yolks and eat egg whites alone, I recommend eating egg yolks. The thing with egg yolks and like eggs, they do somewhat cause an odor to kind of build up in your body. I've experienced that problem in the past, so I've refrained from eating too many egg yolks. I try and replace eggs with fish and stuff for it sometimes for breakfast if I can, to just minimize that buildup of that odor, which is then released. It's not very pleasant smelling. You have to be wearing a lot of deodorant and cologne just to kind of keep down your scent. So that is one thing I'd say to bear in mind, but moderation. At number 4 we have fish oil. Now, we already spoke about tuna earlier in the video, but I just want to go in depth some more on fish. As you guys know, fish oil is very good for testosterone health, or if you didn't know, you know now. It's very good for testosterone health. So you get fish oil from many different fishes, for the most part the usual set of fish. Say mackerel, herring, your salmon, your sardines, and your trout. And you can also take fish oil capsules, what I do. If I do find myself in a position where I eat fish for that particular week, then I will opt for some fish oil capsules. They're not expensive, you can get them in your local pharmacy over the counter. So I definitely recommend fish oil capsules. As you know, the vitamin D also found in most fishes will be very beneficial, and the omega-3s as we mentioned earlier. Anyway, at number 5 we have oysters. I know this is probably not the most traditional food on this list, and it's not readily available for most people, but if you do get your hands on them, then they can be very beneficial for your health. Now, reason being, oysters are very high in zinc. As I mentioned earlier in the video, zinc is one of those nutrients that really helps with testosterone production. Especially as a growing teenager, you want to have a lot of zinc in your diet because it helps with regulation of your testosterone in your development process. This is where you want to maximize eating certain foods to get the most out of your growth and your health. At number 6 we have shellfish. Now, as mentioned earlier, and I know I keep saying that, but seafood in generally has high amounts of, or good amounts of zinc. So we're not talking about fish now, we're talking about shellfish like crabs and lobsters. These are relatively high in zinc, and as I mentioned earlier, the zinc content can help with regulation of your testosterone levels. Some crabs have almost 43% of your daily zinc need. At number 7 we have beef. Beef is definitely very beneficial for your health overall. I know there are some concerns over it, and studies have shown that an overconsumption of red meat is linked to certain cancers such as colon cancer and so forth. Some of these studies are not fully finalized, so I take some of them with a grain of salt. At the end of the day, your health is in your hands, so this is up to you. Don't let me egg you on to do anything you don't want to do. I'm not a doctor. I'm just giving you information that I have read about and things that I have experienced. I haven't had any problems eating it, unless I don't eat a lot of anything. And as I say, moderation is really the benefit for me for the most part. So I don't really have that worry. But if you are interested in some beef is very high in many different nutrients. Vitamin D, as mentioned before, especially in things like beef liver. Beef liver is very high in many nutrients, proteins and all that. And ground beef and chuck roast contain high amounts of zinc. So definitely want to add a bit of red meat to your diet every now and again wherever you can squeeze them in. And preferably lean meat, but just avoid additional fat. And as I said, just don't eat it. You don't have to eat it every day, and if you do, eat it in moderation. Moderation, moderation, moderation. You guys will keep hearing that from me. Anyway, at number 8, we have leafy green vegetables. Now, how can I make a list of healthy foods without mentioning any vegetables? Yes, you guys knew this was coming. So, leafy greens such as your spinach, your Swiss chard, kale, and your cabbage and so forth, they are rich in magnesium, a mineral that can also help to increase your testosterone levels. And studies have shown that athletes have benefited very much from eating diets relatively high in leafy greens. They perform better than those who haven't. So, there are studies here for a reason. So it's just for us to do our research and find what works for us. This hence why you have lists like this. It gives you variety, and these aren't the only foods. There are many others that I haven't mentioned, just to keep the list shorter. But just mix foods. Try different foods every now and again. Don't eat the same thing every day. Just variety, and last but not least, moderation. Anyway, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys learned something new from this video. Drop a comment down below. Maybe add some more foods that you guys have found to be beneficial for testosterone. Do you eat any of these foods on these lists? What's been the benefit for you so far? And don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and family members. And last but not least, keep being ambitious. Peace.